All right, welcome back. The Democratic Alliance's City of Johannesburg councillor and regional youth leader Lincoln Machaba has resigned. This comes just days after the party elected John Steenhuisen as national leader. In a statement, Machaba says the DA has become the Freedom Front minus. He says he will be joining him in Machaba's Action SA. For more on that, he joins us now via Zoom. Thank you so much for your time, Lincoln. You say in your statement that you are resigning from the Freedom Front minus in reference to the DA. Why do you call it that?
Well, firstly, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I call it the Freedom Front plus minus for the simple fact that the DA has always prided itself as being the liberal party in South Africa, the reasonable center party in South Africa that would not be moved either to the left or either to the right based on any racial issue. Now, what has been happening in the past couple of months, and maybe to be more contextual, with the cliques issue versus what happened in Senegal, is a party that did not necessarily stay central. They became sympathetic to one side of the story and did not look at the full picture on the other side. If you will indulge me, the EFF was completely wrong for vandalizing and being hooligans, if I can put it that way, at the cliques matter. But all South Africans did agree that fundamentally it was wrong for cliques to have released that sort of an advert, especially in a country that's got racial inequalities like ours. Now, the same thing happens in Senegal, where, in my opinion, something worse happens, where there's gunfires shot in a courthouse, which is supposed to be sacred, and a police van is toppled to an extent where someone is even standing on top of the car as a sign of conquering maybe even the state or state security, and you don't say anything about the fundamental issue of the hooliganism as well as the vandalizing that took place, but you just quickly sympathize with the farm attacks, which in connotation means that you're actually agreeing that they may be white genocide in South Africa.
Lincoln, I have to come in there. A lot of people may ask, when did you realize that it's the Freedom Front minus? You know, there was a policy conference a few months ago where some may argue the direction the party was taking was pretty clear. Some of the resolutions that were taken at that conference confirmed what John Steenhuisen said in his acceptance speech, that the DA is returning to its core principles. So wasn't it ambitious of you to think the outcome of the elective conference could probably change any of that?
No, I think, yes, you are correct to start off by saying John did say that the party was going back to what it's supposed to be, but the policies, the outcome of those policies prove that it actually is Freedom Front minus, because you are telling South Africans that race doesn't exist. You're telling South Africans that BEE should not be implemented. You're telling South Africans that affirmative action is an unfair policy. So maybe it was a bit ambitious for me to not have resigned then. But ultimately, you do not just act until you know in finality what the outcome of all the necessary conferences will be.
All right, you are joining him in Machaba's Action SA party. You are even calling on more young people to join that organization, an organization with really no track record, filled with leaders from other parties, especially the DA. So how fresh is this organization really? You call the DA the Freedom Front minus. Some may call Action SA a DA light.
I wouldn't agree with you there at all, because in reality, there's been a couple of DA leaders, less than 5, if I'm correct, that have joined Action SA. But the majority of ordinary South Africans are the ones that have joined Action
but those former DA members are occupying key positions, key powerful positions at Action SA.
Yes, that's because, I mean, that's just not how things work. Obviously, you want someone that you've worked with before, that you understand how they work, and someone that can add value to the movement, while at the same time, you are working with those that are coming in freshly from outside the party that can also still learn and take over the party.
All right.
So I wouldn't say it would be a DA light, because on the ground, I'm not seeing DA people.
All right. Look, thank you so much for your time.
I'm seeing ordinary South Africans.
All right. The former DA Youth Chair in Johannesburg, Machaba, really appreciate your time on ENCA this afternoon.